No, it's pretty good.
It's pretty simplistic. I can't fault KWA.
Should we start with the mag? Ooh,
Quality.
Yeah, they're quite nice.
I like that.
So sorry, this is the the F90?
The F90.
Lithgow Arms
Yeah.
F90.
Yeah, I didn't say
So
model.
essentially an AUG, but modified or based upon the Lithgow Arms, which is Australian. It is whether Lithgow Arms themselves are Australian, but it's used in the Australian military, isn't it?
It is.
Which is
They take you
good
down
day,
under.
mate. Good day.
Oh, I'm gonna pop you with me F90.
But yeah, it's almost like an AUG evolved.
A modern.
Evo.
Yeah.
Evo
It's
8.
just a modern adaptation, isn't it?
Yep. But take a look at that mag. I like the finish of that. It is quite heavy.
Oh, that is quite nice actually. F90 magazine.
So we've almost got like a matte finish to the top and then a glossy base.
The only thing I have heard about these magazines is to be careful with the feed lips. Yeah, don't bite it. Oh my lord.
That is actually quite cool. I do
So
like that.
what's the issue with the feed lips? They're fragile or
yeah, don't be too rough with them. I mean, I got my speed loader to load that up to test it, and the BBs feed in lovely. There's not like it is with an MWS. You've got to crunch them in there. They do go in quite nicely with the adapter. But yeah, I would avoid dropping it on the feed lips.
So if you're gonna drop it, make sure you drop it that way.
just mag drop it down.
Yeah. Just don't,
Drop it.
or just don't drop it.
Just try not to. Just try.
That is actually quite smart. I do like that. It's a nice weight to it. I do feel though, I can understand with the feed lips, the matte finish, it's just making it feel a bit sort of brittle. I think is the words I'm looking for.
Not as opposed to a polished finish.
Yeah. How does that change then?
Because I don't know. I think because with the matte finishing, it just feels like it's just.
You feel
a
like
bit.
it's plastic.
It doesn't look as substantial and hard as an MWS
No.
set of feed lips, does it?
No, it just feels like Do you know when like plastic gets old and you feel like you could crack that? Like it's been out in the sun for too many years. That's what that feels like. But I could be wrong. I'm sure it's quite tough. It's quite thin there though.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Not to shit on your mags.
You're not exactly
in
going
the
to be
jar.
sat there dumping them out of the gun onto the floor, are you? So.
I can't imagine this is going to get used much at all.
No, this will become. We'll get a little backpack for this, and this will become my staple.
Yeah. Well, it will fit in a backpack as well, mate.
Yeah.
If you take the upper off.
Yes. Yeah. Because this.
That whole upper comes off, and you're left with just this piece here.
cell.
By pushing that, I'll show you in a minute.
Come on, then. You're in a better position to lift it
If
out
you
without.
lift it from this end.
You could Lithgow that out.
She is lovely.
It's a really nice polymer.
That's got a real nice feel to it, actually, isn't it?
Does anyone ever actually read these operators manuals? No. Like, if you do genuinely read these, please message us on Instagram and just say yes, I do, and we'll know exactly what you're on
Give
about.
it a slap when it goes in. There you go.
Ooh, that's actually quite satisfying because that's obviously metal on metal. But...
I don't think there's any BBs in there, but don't shoot you.
No, don't shoot the laptop.
Can we move that way?
Yeah. Should we put this down a second?
Box 6 out of 10.
Yeah, the box is
generous.
typically underwhelming from
Yeah.
KWA, but that, I don't know, surely this is going to sell you on having this instead of...
Oh, that is quite nice actually.
I like the feel of the ball pop, I've got to admit. And you can see the exposed barrel all the way back.
Yeah. Oh, it's quite...
feeding through.
You've got a nice reach there. Nice foregrip, I reckon.
Yep, a lot of
Just-
people are running those little stubby,
Ooh.
slightly canted.
Yeah, I know.
Aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, it's quite snug.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Is that the mag release?
That'll be the bolt release, I think. And then
Yeah, mag release is up under here, look.
Yeah.
Oh, underneath there. I'm not going to drop it.
It's going to take a bit of getting used to.
Oh, that is quite nice. Oh, no. No.
Oh, no.
It's just, even without a
Then
grip,
the
you could
Vespi
just...
is dead to you.
No, it's not dead to me, but,
So, how do we...
Press the little nub.
Oh. Well, that's
It's
just as you want to hold it.
fiddly. It is.
Just as it comes. Oh.
Oh, I see.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And then we have to bolt release? Or?
Yeah. There might be gas in that mag still.
Yeah.
Sorry, for the listeners, we are just playing, so there's a bit of silence.
So if we... Safety that.
So could you... That's the bolt and it is only going to wreck on one side, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like a.
But I like the fact that it tucks away.
Yeah.
And the other little thing to point out is your little arm down here, which that's fiddly as hell.
Well, to lock it to semi.
You lock it and it stops your
Oh,
your
okay.
progressive trigger coming back further.
Yeah, that threw me when I took it out of the box.
Mm.
Because I ran it through a chrono and I put single shots through. And I was like, where's the selector? And then I fired it again, it went full auto. And I was like, what on earth is...
Does that say like that?
You can
leave it out.
You can leave it out, but you can.
How did you push that up then? You didn't push the button, did you?
Just ever so slightly. It's not as much as you think it needs. Don't shoot it at his living room.
No, I wouldn't shoot it.
You could drop the mag and just hear it click, but...
Safety's on.
Ooh.
It's not actually
That's a nice
that bad.
trigger.
Considering that's a bar set trigger, it's not bad.
In your testing so far, have you found if you don't have the little limiter on the trigger, is it... A lot of people are saying it's very easy to pull back too far and automatically go into...
Very much so.
So
there's not a lot of travel between...
No.
Right.
If you tap the trigger, it's not too bad. If you give it a decent pull, it will just go straight to water.
So that literally that little nub there
Comes down and
is
stops
the difference between fun switch and unfun switch. Oh no, I do like this. That is cool. It's just quite simple, isn't it?
So we've got sling point up there. We've got sling
Yeah,
point
with
at the
there.
rear. Must admit, can we get shorter barrels for this, or does
No.
that twist off? Or
No.
is that one long barrel? That's not
Your
a
inner
break
barrel.
point.
Your inner barrel actually finishes about here.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a shorter inner barrel to keep the FPS down.
Yeah. Go on.
What is she chronoing at the minute?
I set the hop on that with 2.8s in it, and it was 1.03 joules. So not bad.
Now, am I right in thinking when we first looked at this, the KWA isn't the a Lithgow variant in Australia that they do use as an airsoft one for training purposes?
This is the one. The
It
F90.
is is it still KWA though?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is still KWA.
Yeah, KWA partnered with Lithgow so that the Australian... Was it Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Australian military and police can use these as training ground.
Yeah.
I believe those are somewhat hotter than ours, though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I would suggest...
Jules down under.
The only thing I would suggest is change the hot rubber out on it.
Why is it just standard
It is
stock hot
a
rubber?
normal KWA, and they call them like two-piece hot rubbers. It's got the recess there so you can put the launcher in it.
Oh,
We could have a grenade launcher, and that feeds through and
It
gives
does.
you your trigger.
On the inside if you
yes, I remember now. Yeah, I
trigger on
remember.
the
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah,
Now-
the hot rubber that's in there is a what they call like the fang hot rubber, so or a split hot rubber. So instead of it being one flat contact patch, it's got a V in the middle of it. So when you put it down, it kind of V's like that,
Oh,
and the
okay.
BB touches it, and they're not very consistent. So, but I think there's just a couple of bolts to change the hot rubber and to take it all apart. But I didn't want to. It was new, so I didn't want to just pull it apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll probably want to change that.
It's a nice feeling butt pad as well.
Well, you can get that's how you get your trigger group out as well from the back.
Alright, so it essentially
You go from the rear.
the takedown is exactly like a...
Exactly like a real one.
So how do we
Right.
push through from this side?
No,
or?
right. You want to cock it and pull the bolt back and lock it.
It's a bit stiff, isn't it?
She is a bit stiff.
Now push it up, that's it. Right, then push that this way towards me. Okay, so that's as far, and then that.
Oh, so it retains.
That whole upper should slide forward. Like so.
Well, it just feeds off of these. Oh, these arms come out as well, don't they?
Your arm and your bolt assembly all comes out in one.
Okay.
It does. It will pull off of that, but.
So this will transport as is.
As is.
And then to get to the trigger, you then go through the rear, you say?
Oh, interesting.
It's cool, isn't it?
That is cool. So the trigger grouping comes at the rear.
Yes. There's a certain way that I can't remember exactly what it is, but you've got to push this in, pull the trigger, pull it out, and I'll send you the video that I watched about it, and then when that pulls out, this comes off, and all your trigger grip just slides straight out of the back.
We have a rotary hop.
Ooh. Oh,
which is
drop me mic.
Which is nice in comparison to having to use an Allen key.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yes, it's a bit fiddly to adjust on the fly, but it is doable.
Yeah, but
kind of got to
like
get your fingers in.
you've got to take the upper off.
Essentially, you've got to get your finger in through this bit here to do it, but it is doable.
It is doable inside. Oh, so we don't have to tear down.
No, not at all.
I suppose with a small
even then,
soft stick or something.
That's not a massive tear down, is it?
No, that was quite simple, to be honest.
It's quite smart, isn't it?
So obviously do we want these properly maintained? If you were maintaining
I would
it
put a very light grease on those.
on the arms, yeah.
On the arms, silicone spray up into the nozzle. Just a general, because it's so easy to strip down. Just every game day after you've used it, just take it apart, check it, make sure nothing's running dry.
So what actually are these silver arms here?
They're the guide arms for the bolt.
Oh, okay. And this will be much like the original, or the real, sorry, not the original.
So basically, when you fire it,
yeah,
the bolt slides back,
and then it's got to
go
forward again. Oh, I'm with you.
It's cool.
It is actually. I mean, the silence I think is speaking for itself. We're all, well, me and Paul, very very intrigued. Paul more so than me.
I'm just seeing how they run the trigger back.
Yeah. Pulling all of Brett's pubes out of it for you.
Yes.
I mean, for what it is as well, like, if take the airsoft sense out of this, and you've now got this as a training weapon for the Australian Police and Army, I think it's quite cool. Like, you'll pick up everything that you need to do. You can obviously field strip it, run through everything, obviously take all this stuff off, like your out of barrel and things like that, and then really work on it, work through your mags.
So you said the out of barrel. I mean, it looks like we've got little.
Yeah, I think to get to the hop unit, if you see that retention there, like, if you slide that back out like so, this big steel nut here, I'm pretty sure if you undo that then pulls out and you're in a barrel and everything comes out with it. And obviously your hop rubber is like just there, so I'm pretty sure it all just kind of slides out. It looks like it comes out backwards because you've got two lugs there. So once that's undone, you should be able to pull that out.
Slide that out.
But there's no videos online.
How long have they been out?
Not massive amount of time. Was it
January?
last year they released it?
No, it was announced last year.
It was announced last year. I think it's only been out for less than 3 months or so.
I think a few people got it in January, but I think that was BZ's promo, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of promo pictures came out, people using it and that kind of thing.
So I'm going to presume then hitting customers February, March.
Something like that, yeah.
So, yeah, not long at all. A couple of months.
But it is a really nice looking...
Could you be the first person to do a strip down video?
Possibly.
And then do a strip down video on the gun.
But I like the fact that it comes apart so easily and goes back together so easily.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, like
straight in.
As a training weapon,
and then
what it's intended for.
There you go, that's kind of... So it comes back and you can... And
you can slap it
slap
without
it.
it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to bug me that would bug me with it.
You'd have to find what's retaining that in place so well.
Oh.
There's going to be a knack to it.
There is going to be a knack to it, but the fact that you can lock it back and just...
And then that just flick back
It
into
comes
there.
back up.
Yeah. Oh, that's lit. Oh.
So with a little foregrip on the front and a really nice... Actually, that, I tell you what, something along the lines of that Vector Optics you've got in your garage.
Or a black one.
A black one.
Yeah.
Would probably look really, really nice on that. That sort of...
yeah.
recon scope kind
Low
of look.
power, very
yeah.
blunt.
What would you go for? Like how big would you go for your foregrip? Just a small little.
You get those little. A lot of people cut them off, don't they? Even smaller, but you just want something just to keep your hand forward at the front. I mean,
Or a little hand stop.
Mm.
PTS do a little curvature hand stop. I got one on my Noveski.
I like it.
Even.
I think the build quality says it all. Oh, this is the other bit as well. You can pop that out and stick it around this side if you so wish to change your ejection. If you're a lefty, goes like that.
That's what I thought, because there's a ball pub. I thought you might be able to swap the bolt round,
No,
but
you can't
it's
swap
not.
the bolt
It's
over,
not like a
it's just
G36 or anything.
No. You've got a rail on the other side
Yeah.
as well for things like
Pet
hot
box.
boxes, torches,
Yeah.
anything
Ooh,
like that.
what torch? Would you do a torch?
Don't know. It depends. I mean, I like the idea if it was entirely possible of having another upper, because
I think that's going to be in the pipeline.
because
to be honest,
ultimately, if you had another upper with another barrel in it, you could run a short. You could just run a short version because, like Brett said, the barrel's actually finishing about here.
Yeah.
The inner barrel. So you could have a little short everyday CQB version, a la, I had a TM high cycle org that sort of finished just about there. And then you could run a proper longer barrel, which would naturally up the FPS anyway.
yeah, you'd probably get it up. I would imagine like 1.5 joules around that level.
Yeah, and then you'd have a smart little interchangeable, real quick interchangeable just by changing the upper. Like that.
Just
Yeah, I think the only issue you'd run into is I don't think there's any other than the latch on the trigger. I don't think there is any other way of locking that to semi-auto. Which a lot of sites, if they knew the gun and knew that could be flicked back up,
yes, yeah.
that I think you would run into an issue there. But
even still, like
if we cut that bit out the pod. No one's going to be aware of it. No, it's
all.
I like it. I like the way it's built. I like the polymer. That's the only bit I'm not a fan of. Is trying to get that back down.
There's going to be a knack to that.
Yeah.
There's something we're not doing or we're ignorant of.
I don't know if you've just got to push it
and
then
whether we
release
push
it and
What
it's
I think
almost
you
like
need
a
to do
click and then but no,
is-
it doesn't.
if you go do basic in the Australian Army, you'll be able to figure that out within 6 months. The only downside is you're now living in Australia and there's spiders. Yeah.
and things that want to
Eat
poison me.
Yeah,
and
it's a land not
other
for
than
all.
your local McDonald's.
Yeah, but at least with your org, you'll be able to hunt the spiders down.
It's quite smart that it's got a flat base and it kind of
It
sits
stands up on its
on
own.
its own.
Yeah,
I don't trust it particularly, but it sits on its own. It's nice.
there's loads of potential you could do with this, and it's gas.
And you've got 4 mags with it as well, which is handy.
Yep.
I got you the extra mags, so. It's got quite nice packaging, haven't they?
They come in better packaging than the box that the
Yeah.
gun comes in. But I plus points for me over the other gas blowbacks I've experienced is that rotary hop. Being able to set that, more traditionally on the fly than I've seen with other things. Because your Novesk has to be altered.
Yeah, you've got to bloody pop the top upper off, and it's like every MWI.
I might have told you a little white lie here, mate.
You can't access it.
I think you've got to pop that out.
Yeah, to get to
move
that.
it forward, but you only have to move it forward a touch, and then your hop is there.
Yeah.
So you can adjust the hop.
But even
back
still, that's
and
not.
away.
At least you
That's
don't have to pull the bloody top
Yeah,
receiver
it's
off
not half a tear down to adjust it on the go.
It is cool, isn't it?
It is cool. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I do like it.
I think all tarted up with some nice accessories, and that'll be a really nice looking bit of kit.
I don't think you can go wrong with either scope options either. I think you could probably put everything on there and it will suit it.
What, in terms of a little red dot or a...
Red dot, you can go ear tech with a magnifier, UH1.
Little recon scope or something like that.
Crossfire too.
Or, you know, powered optic with a... You found out how to do it now.
How'd you do it?
Pull it back, like so.
So you don't need the button.
You don't need to press the fucking button at all.
The button is luring us in. What's the button for?
Looks pretty, doesn't it? But yeah, you just pop it back.
You almost went for a BB.
Almost. I'm in my own house. Surely I can swear in my own house.
No, Brett.
I like it. I like it. Now I've worked that out.
I want to see the grenade launcher next.
I don't think they've released that yet, have they?
No.
That would be cool.
That would be a nice nice addition.
I am looking forward to us getting together and doing a video on this.
Mm-hmm.
For your channel and for my channel. We can go proper strip down of it and
Yeah, absolutely.